Up Demonstrator in Australia, going live every Thursday morning for some card making. Today we are going to be playing with some stuff that has just hit the retiring list. So, I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm just having a mental blank all of a sudden. How wonderful for me. So last chance products have hit. So go and check out. There are items up to 50% off. So, and if you're looking to purchase a bundle, always make sure that you check the individual prices because they might be cheaper than the bundle price. So anyway, we are going to be playing with the autumn leaves, and I am sad to say that I haven't played with this one before. So this will be, I just had a quick go last night before, just to have a little bit of a play with that tree. But I thought we might do some colouring in and try and make maybe a bit of a manly card. And even though it says autumn, I'm not doing autumn colours. I'm doing it as a nice green tree. So let's get the camera swung around. Welcome if you are joining me. And where am I at this morning? We are having a burst of summer, and it's upset the apple cart a little bit. I'm not used to being, I'm a little bit warm in here. So anyway, let's have a look at the stamp set and the dies. So this is a massive stamp. It is huge, and going by my size cards, this is going to take up the whole space. So it is pretty cool. So welcome, hello, jump in, say hello if you are watching. Okay, and then the dies that go with them. So we have got, good morning, Sharon. We've got outline die, and then one that you can, you could cut these together and get a different look. We've got some deer along the bottom, and we've got a second sheet. So we've got some leafy stuff that you can die cut and then pop over the top of this one. So it's like a multi-die type thing. This one actually looks like coral to me, but it's not. It's tree branches, and you can cut this one out, cuts out that one there, and then you've got the deer and some rockery areas to cut them out, and that one. So that is it. It's probably the first time I'm looking at that too. I only took the plastic wrapper of it last night. So anyway, good morning, hello. Am I not on YouTube? Everyone's coming from Facebook this morning. Normally I either get everyone from YouTube or everyone from Facebook. So all right, I'm going to be using my, this is retired, but I am going to use it because I'm going to stamp in black, and I want to make sure, because it's such a big stamp, I want to actually make sure that I get good coverage on this because it is huge. Oh, sorry, Sharon, I'm going to make you want it. Okay, so I'm going to pop it down just so that I can make sure that I get a nice even stamping. Now, if you are on YouTube, and I hope that I am, because I'm going to be colouring in, if you're on a mobile device, you can pinch the screen and zoom in. So if you want to do that, you are more than welcome to. Now, I don't want this to be heavy, but I need it to be coverage, even coverage. And it probably helps. I probably need to re-ink this, but I don't want it black. So, okay, let's give this a pressing. And see, and that's why it sometimes pays to get out the stamp positioner. Okay, yep, that's better. Just needed a bit more pressure. Oh, good, there is someone watching from YouTube. Good. Oh, thanks, Janet. Awesome. I was thinking normally like when my comments come through, I either get all from YouTube and hardly any from Facebook, or now today it's the other way around. So and you know what, I could probably do this later. I don't need to be cleaning that because I'm not going to use it again. So let's just grab this, grab that. Let's get settled in for a little bit of colouring. I'll just pop it away. Remind me when I come on and I go, where's my stamp, that you all say to me, it's in your stamp positioner. Or actually, oops, I'm sticking it on my iPad case, and I forgot my iPad case has got a magnet in it. Best not be doing that. Oh, crap. Now I'm sticking it to my, oh, gee. I'm going to put it on the floor. I'm having a heck of a time. Putting it on the floor. Okie dokie. Right, I have got a couple of markers over here. So I am going to be using Mossy Meadow Dark and then the 2 Old Olives. Now, I just want to show you something. I've already done my colour swatching, but if you are going to be colouring for the first time and you haven't swatched and you want more than just the colour combination, always swatch, because one would think that Mossy Meadow is such a darker colour that you could use, oh, this one's not very good, nib on that one. You would think that you could use the Mossy Meadow Light and then go in with the Old Olive. But that's the colour difference between the Mossy Meadow Light and the Old Olive Dark. So I don't tend to use that one because it's too similar in not colour. There is a little bit of, like, one's a bit more yellow based and one's not, or it's probably blue based maybe. But they are fairly similar in value. So always make sure that you are doing a little bit of swatching. Okay, so now I have got a proper, if I can pick it up, now I have got a proper dark, medium and light. Okay, rightio. Okay, so starting, and just so you know, I am going to be using my brush nibs, but I have replaced all of my nibs with a different brand. So that is why you'll probably see me, and I will go rough with these ones. So if you're wondering, how come she's tuning her blends so badly? Well, I've got different nibs. All right, so what I'm doing is around these, there's some lines on here from that the artist has drawn, and I am just pouncing my marker over the top of those little areas. So you'll probably find that we won't see them so much, which is a good thing. Well, I think it's a good thing. All right, and we might be here for a little while, so chat amongst yourselves. I perhaps should have done a little bit of this, like perhaps coloured half of it or something before I started. But anyway, so if you go outside and you look at one of your trees, we've got a pittosporum outside our in our view from our kitchen window, and I often stand there and stare at it, and because there's gaps in there, and then there's darker spots and there's lighter spots, and so that's sort of what we're going to try and achieve by doing darker and lighter colours in here, and just sort of making them patchy, if you know what I mean. And I apologize because sometimes I go quiet when I colour in as well. So just trying to pick out some of those areas. Okay, I think I've got most of them. And I'm also coming up on my tip of my nib because I can. And so there's little areas that hang off the branches. And I'm just sort of giving that a little bit of doubling as well. Okay, so next colour is the Old Olive Dark. But I know when I colour in, you guys go really quiet too, so. And again, I am just pouncing, leaving lots of white space still. So I'm going over the top of my, what colour did I use first? Mossy Meadow. And then just extending it around a little bit. Trying to go up instead of all the way around. So you don't have to be fantastic at blending or anything. Sometimes it's nice to have some messy blend colouring, I think. I'm trying to go quick as well because I don't want to spend like a whole hour doing this. So trying to go super quick. I'm going to bring it up to the screen when I finish this so you can see where I'm at. All right, I'll bring it up to the screen so you can see what's going on. Okay. And then finally with the Old Olive Light, this is where I sort of just scribble my color on, just keeping in with that outline. Now there are some branches that come up through the tree as well. I'm just trying to avoid some of those areas, but it is actually quite hard to see some of those areas. And of course, there'll be, you know, some light shining through them. And so if there's little bits of white, I'm not so fussed. And if I go over the branches, I'm not so fussed either. And if I can't see exactly what's going on, I'm just going to color over the top. So it all adds to the texture. So you can sort of see what's going on there. Okay, keep going. And if you need to, because you get confused about what's going on, I've got actually got the stamp set sitting right beside me so that I can check it out if I need to. And of course, as it dries, it all settles in as well. I think we're nearly there. My hand's getting crampy, and that's okay. Whoops. And I don't know whether you've noticed, but every now and then I will actually rotate my marker. I don't know if anyone's picked that up because it just sort of keeps the nib a little bit even as well. Okay, so now what I normally do is in some areas I just come back over with my Old Olive and just squiggle on a little bit more in some areas. If I'm finding it's too light in some, because of course the blends will layer on top of each other as well. And just checking my drawing just to make sure. Okay, and then sometimes what I do, if I want a little bit more depth, I will come in with my dark again, and I'm just dotting. I'm not actually scribbling or spending too much time, like applying too much on here. I'm just dotting in a few areas where it would be, you know, where if I can try and imagine one cluster of branches and leaves would be over another one, just to add a little bit more depth. Okay. Okay, that is the green part. I might just do a little bit down the bottom here. Now the next part is going to be interesting, is what I'm going to say, because it's the tree trunks. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of light in there as well. Okay, so for the tree trunks, I have got pecan pie and I've got ivory, and my ivory is running low. So, and I haven't replaced the nibs on these ones. These ones are still good. So, but I'm going to use the bullet tip on these because they are super, super fine. And I'm just going to put some colour down on the sides. And I might do some little stripes going up, just maybe a couple of the middle. And this is actually really hard to see as well, so just saying. And then as these branches get out finer, I'll just be putting, like, just making it up as I go along. Sorry, and my hand's probably getting in the way as well. So these branches are up a little bit thicker until they start to feather out. But if you make a mess of them, don't worry too much, because I've got a trick for you as well. Okay, so this is, actually I'll just do a little bit more. There's a bit of a knot there, so. And this is the light. So you can see I have left a little bit of white space going on in there as well. Okay, and then these ones, because it's a little bit lighter, I'm going to take them all the way to into the branches now, into those leaves. And I'm not even following the stamped image now, I'm just making it up as I go along. Because believe me, you got to have pretty good eyes if you want to do this. And now I'm coming in with my ivory and I'm just filling in all those little holes as well. Now there is one little thing in here that I have noticed, that up here the trunk is a little bit fuller as we go. So I'm just going to add a little bit more colour as we go up into there. Now, I'll bring this up to the screen. So there's lots of areas in here and I don't know that I actually like that bit. So I'm just going to come in with my light and I'm just going to dapple the green in there a little bit more. Not to cover it, but just to like do a little bit of pointillism and just sort of bring those down, make it a little bit looser. And I'll show you that when I'm done as well. Just to fill in any of those little white areas and sort of disguise anything that I may have messed up in there. Okay, so there we go. Oh, hello, Marilyn. So that is my little bit of colouring for my tree. Now, I did mention that I did it last night. So this is a black outline and this is a smoky slate outline that I stamped off. It was pretty tricky to see. Oh wait, I'm not finished. I did an extra step in this one, which I'm probably going to be able to do here. So I have got, I actually don't know what colour this is. I think it may be garden green. I just need to give it a little bit of a sharpen. So this is one of the Stampin' Up colours. And it's still nice and sharp. So what I ended up doing is grabbing this and then just doing like a scumbling. So like pretend you're a doctor and you're signing all these doctor's forms. So I'm just doing a little bit of scumbling, mainly in that area where the light old olive is. And again, twisting my pencil around just so that I don't lose my point. So just a messy, calculated scribble. Just gives a little bit more texture going on. And it's quite faint. I don't know whether you can actually see it. I'll bring it up to the screen when I'm done. Actually, I should just leave a little bit airy so you can see the difference between the two. Just sort of fills it in a little bit more. So I don't know whether you can see, but this area I've left alone, and these ones I've got all the little bits of scumbling. You probably can't see on the screen. You can see it in real life though. So going one way and then I switch the pen and come back the other way. Try to have it fairly loose. Okay, there we go. Now, die cutting time. And because this is a big die, I think I'm going to have to get my big machine out. So let me grab that. I'll put that aside. I'll take a photo of that and put it on Facebook. Let's grab this guy. So I'm going to keep the card fairly simple, I think, because the tree is the masterpiece. Well, hopefully it's the masterpiece. Oh, you could see it? Oh, good. Excellent. Just sort of adds to it and fills it in, gives it a little bit more texture. Okay, let's get this guy die cut. Make sure I get it all lined up properly. Now that I've spent all that time colouring it, I want to make sure that we're lined up. Good morning, everyone. Who else is coming in? Oh, it's a warm day again. Oh no, did I mess that up? I did. You stinker. It's not too bad. I wonder if I can go in and do a double die cut. Oh, am I game enough to do that? Here we go. I'll have another crack. All right, let's try. I've just moved it up ever so slightly. So I was going to say my hubby is away at the moment. He's working up at Sejuna area, and thankfully he'll be home today because it was 38 there yesterday. Okay, there we go. Just took a slither off the bottom, just readjusted it. Okie doke. I'm going to put this, actually no, I need it. Don't put it away because I'm thinking, even though I want it to be a fairly simple card, I do want a little bit of layering. Yeah, it is super windy. Well, yesterday it was super windy. During the night it was super windy. I don't think it's too bad now. Oops. You know what? I'm just going to turn it over. Turn it over for... I need to get some of this out of the way. Okay, I've got a base of Balmy Blue. And as you can see, that takes up quite a bit of space. And I've also got a piece of Designer Series paper. And this one is from the Floral Delight, which I do believe is also on the going out list. So I thought I would pop, can you see that? I will pop some of that behind. But I also thought I would get out one of my everyday arches and do an arch behind it with a little bit of ink blending. So I just need to find one that's going to fit. Right, you will do. And I need some more white cardstock, but you know what? I don't think I've got a piece big enough, so I'm going to have to cut into a brand new piece. I don't like cutting into... Does anybody feel weird when they have to get out a full new piece of white just to do things? I always do. It's like, ooh, I should be using up all my scraps, but when your scraps aren't big enough... Okay, should be fine. Not got room. Running out of room. All right, let's give this. I should probably trim that down a little bit further. There we go. Now I've got some bigger pieces of scraps. Okay, let's die cut this. And we'll do a little bit of ink blending, and then I will use, I think I'll do this as a happy birthday. Oops, what's going on here? All right, put you on the ground as well. Oh, gosh. Getting a workout here and making myself hotter. Alrighty. Yep, hot northerly winds is what we had. So that's going to go like that. That'll go on there. I think I'll do either over or under. We'll decide that momentarily, but let's get some ink blending going on. Got a blue one, and I need some balmy blue. Get rid of my apples. Blue. Now, balmy blue is a funny colour when I use it for ink blending. I don't know why it just doesn't feel smooth, so I'm going to really start off the page and come onto it. And it's really intense too. So I'm just doing around the edge at the moment because I think I might like to come in and do like a bit more of a halo-y effect. Gee, it goes a long way too. Check this out. All the way around without having to re-ink. Okay. So I think I'm going to bring it in a little bit more under the arch. No, maybe not the ink. Maybe it's the cardstock, because sometimes I try and I'm actually going to do a little bit of ink blending on there as well. I did get the right colour, didn't I? Yep. Around we go. I should have done green down the bottom. Oh, too late now, hey? Too late now. There we go, got that going on. Okay, let's ink blend this because the ink looks like it's a different colour. Oh, you know how I said to go lightly with this one? But I have a little trick for this too, all right? Because I did this the other day on a card and I was like, man, it's not what I wanted. Under the white, under the arch. Okay, that's what I will be doing then. All right. So I did this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, that is way too heavy. I don't like that. So what I did was I just, oh, that's okay. It's going to get covered. I just folded it in and I thought, you know what? When somebody goes to open their card, they'll have a they'll have a halo around their sentiment, or if I stick the white on top, it'll be fine. So again, I will try to go lightly this time, and maybe I'll just do a little bit in the corners. There we go. Just a little bit lightly. Okay, so we'll put you away, and I'm just going to take whatever that measurement is. I'm not going to thin it down or anything. If you are wanting the measurements and instructions for this card, it will be going out in next week's newsletter. So make sure that you are signed up for my newsletter, and you also get access to all my previous tutorials as well. I think there's over 150 in the library at the moment. There we go, something like that. And then I'm going to use, there's another stamp set I haven't used. Oh my gosh, I'm using all stamp sets that I haven't used and that are all on the going out list. So not 29 anymore, and I'm going to use the big happy birthday. So, but there's some really fun stamps, sentiments on here. So you have a quick look at them, screenshot it, and have a read of them. But I thought I might do the big happy birthday. It's got a nice font, which I think is good for a man card, and I'm going to just white emboss that, I think. And because I haven't used it, I'm going to pick it up on my block, and I'm just going to rub my hand across it just to rub off anything that might be on that surface. Yes, exactly. Nicole said, good thing there's always two sides to a piece of paper, just flip it over. Exactly. I remember it was our second Stampin' Up convention way back when, and I was presenting, I was colouring actually as well. What am I looking for? And I stamped it and it stamped wrong and I was so embarrassed, but you know what? I just flipped the card over, started again. Thankfully it worked the second time, because if it didn't work the second time, then I would have really been up the creek. Because I didn't take any more cardstock with me. All right. Happy birthday. I think I was colouring, what did I colour? I coloured seashells. I've probably still got the card somewhere. And I was doing a technique that you could do on watercolour paper. The inks in the markers, the Stampin' Up markers were different back then, I reckon. And the watercolour paper was different back then, but you could colour in on the watercolour paper and then use a wet paintbrush to maneuver the ink around and blend them together. It was such a cool technique and look. I don't usually have too many men to give cards to, so this will go in my manly section. Save it for when I need them. Give that a little cool down, because I always stick my finger on it and go, oh, that hadn't cooled down, and then I smudge it. All right, let's see if that is straight. Oh, and of course I've forgotten, we have our brand new product of the month promotion that is an ongoing, all year round, every month. The concept is the same, but the product will change. So in Australia, when you spend $125, you will get to choose the product of the month for just $9, and those amounts will not change. They'll be the same every month. Just the product offering will be different, and I reckon mine is about to getting close to turning up, I reckon. It says tomorrow, but I have a feeling it might turn up today, so cross fingers, and then I can do a quick video and show you what it's like in person. Okay, so there we go. Nice big bold, very I don't know, I always think with man cards you can go over the top. You don't have to hold back, but I sometimes think simple is a little bit better. All right, let me just line up, yeah, roughly around here, I think. But mind you, when you've got a massive focal image, it also pays to go a little bit on the simpler side, I think. But let's add some dimension. We can add, you don't have to just go simple and stick everything down. You can add the interest by adding height. So we'll pop this up and we'll pop the tree up, and I don't know whether I'm game to pop the birthday up as well. We do have to think about postage as well. All right, this is a really big die as well. Okay, let's pop the tree up. Four will do. Probably should put a bit more on, but that'll do. Pop you on top. Now, if you want, you can also, what colour is this one? This one's the dark one. I'm just going to extend it out just a wee bit. And my light one as well. And this is just dabbing it on as well. There is a little grass stamp in the set, I should say. So you can always use that as well. Just bring it up the trunk a little bit. There we go. And that sort of just fills that bottom area. And then our happy birthday. I am not going to mount that up because I'll have to be double mounting, but I am just going to pop a dimensional on either end. Hopefully they will be okay and fit. Pop a little bit of tape in the middle, stick it to my glass mat. a little bit of seal, I should say. And then we're going to pop that straight over the top. Now, okay, I'm going to put some bling on here, and I have this. Now, these are coming. These will be around in January, and these are the Moody Moody Palette Glossy Dots. Got to get used to all these new names, and I do believe that is that Barney Blue? I don't know, but I do have Old Olive in here, so we might just pop a few little Old Olive ones. And there's some white ones. It could be Barney Blue. I don't know. I haven't investigated them enough yet. But let's grab a couple of little let's grab a couple of little dots. Oh, they're quite flat too. Nice. I like flat ones. And I could probably just get away with 2 because there's so much going on in this card, but we'll pop another one just there. I like my 3s. I like to do my 3s. Okay, we are done. Marilyn says, glad you made a thin greeting. So many people I've seen online make big greetings that hide what's behind it. I absolutely love thin greetings. I would be even happier if it was thinner than that. But I don't know, man cards sort of can go a little bit bolder, but I think, yeah, I don't mind it. I think it goes quite well with it. But I definitely am one for very thin. The thinner, the better for me. So there's it stamped on black again. And if you're joining me, oh, cloud cover. Yes, you are right. They look balmy blue. They could go with balmy blue. Cloud cover. I don't think I've got anything cloud coverish around me, but you're right. They are cloud cover. And so that was stamped in black. So I would say stamp in black first until you're comfortable, and then stamp in smoky slate. And I did stamp off so it was a really, really light smoky slate, and I was guessing a lot of the time. So when I did my stamped off image, I had it sitting beside me so that I could actually see where I was supposed to be colouring. But having said that, as long as you contain yourself to the outside so that when you're die cutting, it sort of matches in. So, but other than that, you could sort of just go for it, and so that you get all that texture and stuff like that going on in there, a bit of depth in colours. And the other thing that you could do if you wanted to is to go in with a yellow, and I did do a little bit with the crushed curried pencil, and I just added a little bit of colour to the tips around the outside of the edge as well. So perhaps I wouldn't do it on this one because it's got the black outline and you wouldn't be able to really see it, but on this one you would definitely see it. So anywhere where there's like down here around the edge there, you could pop a little bit of yellow around the edges, pop yellow. Probably in here you could probably put a little, and I'm just talking like right on the tips of where the branch cluster is. So there you go. There's my man card to pop in my stash of man card section. So on those odd occasion, I've really only got my dad and my husband for cards at the moment. So for men stuff. So yeah, there we go. Okay, thank you very much. You never know, I might, if my order turns up today with my product of the month in it, I may jump on quickly to show you. It is designer series paper, so I might show you. Know how it's always better when you sort of see it in person. I know it's on screen, but it's not a graphic, and you might get a better idea of what it looks like. Okay, if not, thank you very much, and we will catch you again next week. It's getting closer to Christmas, so I'll have to look at my schedule and see what is going on for Christmas stuff. Okay, thanks very much, and we'll see